Hey there, fight fans. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this episode of Combat Sports Talk. Welcome to Combat Sports Talk, a podcast dedicated to UFC and Bellator discussion, the MMA community, and combat sports in general. I'm your host, Ryan Smith, and tonight is UFC 264. This is Poirier versus McGregor 3. We are getting ready for the main event of the evening. That is Dustin the Diamond Poirier facing off against the notorious Conor McGregor. My name is Ryan Smith, and we do a podcast called Combat Sports Talk. And so what I'm hoping is that after tonight, you will become a fan, you will support us, you will follow, like, and subscribe our podcast throughout the rest of the week. We do our shows on Sundays. We publish them on Mondays. But tonight, I'm going to give you play-by-play for the main event. So if you're not able to watch the pay-per-view live, this is not a pirate stream. I'm not going to be showing the fight, but what I will do is I will tell you what action is going on in the ring as it's happening, and hopefully I will be just as entertaining to you as it would be if you were watching this live. So we are looking at Backstage Shots right now. We see the notorious Conor McGregor. He is getting ready to go. Still got a gold chain around his neck, but he is not quite ready for entering into the ring. Of course, we're going to hear a little bit of Foggy Dew and then some Notorious B.I.G. But in the meantime, while we get ready for that, let's go through some of the results from the earlier this evening. Of course, the first fight of the night was Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutinho, and so this was a great fight. Chris Moutinho was a late fight replacement coming in to fight Sean O'Malley. Of course, Sugar Sean O'Malley is one of the most electric strikers that you're going to see at 135 pounds. But Moutinho was able to stay in there the entire fight. He was taking all kinds of damage. I mean, Sean O'Malley was putting up crazy numbers while he was just teeing off on Chris Moutinho, but it didn't seem like Chris was fazed by it. He was always pushing forward, pressuring O'Malley every step of the way until 4 minutes and 30 seconds gone in the third round, and Herb Dean stopped the fight. I think it was a controversial stoppage because Moutinho was still throwing punches. Moutinho was still moving out of the way, but he had taken a ton of damage. His face looked like he had been mugged. He looked like he was a little bit of ground beef on the face, and so I guess that's why Herb Dean decided to make a call to stop the fight. Another fight of the night, well, not fight of the night, but the second fight of the night was a bantamweight fight in the women's division. Irene Aldana fought against Yana Kunitskaya. Aldana, of course, a fantastic boxer coming out of Mexico. Kunitskaya is a great fighter. She's based out of Russia, and so both of these people are trying to get into that spot to be able to challenge for that bantamweight title. Of course, Aldana gets to take the step forward, having knocked out Kunitskaya in the very first round. Tai Tuivasa added another win to his record as he finished Greg Hardy in dramatic fashion. Greg Hardy got a big shot on Tuivasa, had him rocked as Greg Hardy was coming in to try to finish the fight. Tuivasa came in and just landed one single punch and dropped Greg Hardy like a just a massive oak tree, just fell to the ground, and that was it. Greg Hardy got knocked out by Tai Tuivasa, and everyone was giving him shoeys. We just finished the co-main event. Gilbert Burns, 3 takedowns. It was what it took to beat Stephen Thompson. Didn't do too much damage with those takedowns, but it was enough to maintain control, top position, and didn't allow Stephen Thompson to do what he does best, which is counter-strike, use that karate to his advantage. And that brings us to the main event of the evening. We've got the promo video going on the pay-per-view right now, so not very much to comment on except for just, we've got all the different face-offs between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. But that is the fight that we have tonight. So for those of you who are watching now, tell me, who do you have in this fight? Who are you picking? I'll tell you who I'm picking. I'm going with Dustin Poirier. Now, people be like, "Oh, Ryan, we've listened to the podcast before. You're a Conor hater." I'm not a Conor hater. Actually, I think Conor McGregor is one of the most entertaining fighters, especially when he gets on the mic. And he has done a lot of work in the early parts of his career to show how dynamic a striker he is, how electric that left hand is. And so, you can't take anything away from Conor. But late in his career, these last couple of fights, if you look at the one fight that he's won, and that's against Cowboy Cerrone, the rest of them have been kind of, he fought against Habib Nurmagomedov. You know how that went. Then he fought against Dustin Poirier, got knocked out. It's like Conor needs to start putting together more wins. And people are starting to say, and I'm going to quote Stephen A. Smith here, no relation, but that if Conor loses this fight tonight, then you really do have to ask, what is there left for Conor to do in this sport? Does he really still have it? Or is it time for him to be a businessman instead of being a business man? I like that quote from Conor. And so, that's the question. Can he still do it? Can he still beat the number one contender at 155 pounds? Can he do that? Or, because if he can't, then where does he go from here? Then you've got Justin Gaethje or something like that. Maybe you can try to get a fight with Tony Ferguson. I don't really know. But I will say this, is that he's got to get that win tonight if he's going to keep that Mystic Mac. If he's going to keep that edge that he has in that persona. He's got to do something with that tonight. So that's what we're looking at. I've got Dustin Poirier, though. I just think Dustin Poirier is way too durable. He's way too big, way too strong, and I think he's going to get it done again tonight. Now, Conor McGregor in the second fight was able to touch Dustin Poirier. He was landing lots and lots of strikes. The leg kick, the calf kick was a thing. I would expect that Conor McGregor adds that to his arsenal as well, and we start seeing a little bit more of the distance striking that they were talking about on the broadcast, where you see Conor less of a boxer and more of a martial artist, using those angles, using that range, that size that he has, that reach that he has. So we'll see what he does with that. Foggy Dew is now playing. The whole arena is lit up in green and white and orange, the colors of the Ireland flag. And we hear Sinead O'Connor and her Foggy Dew rendition playing right now. Everybody, this place is packed. The T-Mobile Arena is completely packed. The stars are in attendance. Everybody is ready to see Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3. So, Conor has not emerged from the back yet. Foggy Dew is still playing. What's interesting, he's not. Yeah, there it is. He's coming out to Notorious B.I.G. Conor's still got that gold chain around his neck, got the Ireland flag draped around his shoulders, yelling into the camera as he's walking and emerging out of the tunnel. Here is the notorious Conor McGregor. So for those of you who are watching, you can use the chat box in whatever platform. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching this broadcast, you could type and I can see what you type and let me know who you're picking. Are you rooting for Conor McGregor, or are you backing the pride of Lafayette, Louisiana, Dustin the Diamond Poirier? Who you got? I got Poirier, but it could very easily be Conor's night tonight. He is the first person in the ring coming out in the blue corner. Got the blue tape on the wrists. And so so here we go. Conor is in the check-in area. So he's taking off. He's still wearing that gold chain. Oh, there we go. Got the gold chain off. Now we're ready to check Conor out. Let's see what he's got. He's getting a little drink of the Monster water, Monster branded water. Thanking his corner right now, giving all the fist bumps and hugs, and now we're getting the Vaseline on the forehead, the eyebrows. Cut man is doing his job. They're going to check his fingernails, make sure he's got a cup and the mouthpiece. That's what we're doing right now. One of the interesting things, of course, they're always talking about the fact that he is, the second modern era fighter to earn a knockout in 3 different weight classes. He is first person in the UFC to own two different belts in 2 different weight classes. And here we are. Conor McGregor is stepping into the ring. There it is. All right. It's Guana. Say, enjoy the fight, legend. Hey, thank you. And I am going to enjoy this fight. Hopefully, I can, for those of you who are watching the play-by-play from me, hopefully you will get a good sense of the action that's going on in the ring. So, all right. So Conor he's looking pretty comfortable. I like the Conor when he does the arm thing. He didn't do the arm thing tonight. Oh, but look at that. He is showing his martial arts. He is showing, I think he's going to be doing a lot more of the martial arts and less of the stand-up just boxing. So I think we're going to see a different Conor tonight. He's showing us, he's giving us a little bit of a taste, a sample of what it is that he is going to do. And here comes Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier, of course, is walking out to James Brown. Paid the cost to be the boss. So if you know that song, you can rock with me there. Paid the cost to be the boss. Yeah. The whole arena is lit up in red, white, and blue, befitting the United States of America. So here comes Dustin Poirier singing along to the song. And so looks like we're going to get a bit of a guest. We're going to get a little bit of a guest coming here on the show real quick. This is going to be one of our co-hosts, George G Money Stallworth. He is a Muay Thai coach and an amateur Muay Thai fighter. He's got a fight coming up very soon in the next 2 weeks in Oklahoma. We're going to be talking about that on the show coming up. So Kelechi Onyebuchi is saying that DP by Conor broken leg in the first. So you think that Conor's going to get his leg broken? You're going to go Chris Weidman on us here? We'll see. I have Dustin Poirier. Looks like Kelechi has Dustin Poirier. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Dustin Poirier is wearing red trunks. Of course, Conor McGregor has on the green, fitting the Irie. All right. So here we are, just getting a little bit ready to go. Because I'm picking Dustin Poirier, I got my red Combat Sports Talk shirt on. This is red corner work right here. So we're doing it. Now I'm wearing red because it's red corner. I'm rooting for the guy in the red corner, not because it's red panty night. But somebody's going to get paid. That's a Conor McGregor quote. That when you fight Conor, it's call your wife because it's red panty night. You just got paid. That's that's a comment from a few years ago from Conor McGregor, but it's true. Everybody's chasing him because they want him to be they want to be the next lottery winner to fight Conor McGregor. All right, let's see here. All right. So what we're doing now is gonna bring on George G Money Stallworth. He is one of the hosts on our podcast, and so what I'm doing right now is putting him into the stream. Just give me just 1 second. Let's see here. I can assign you guest number 1. All right, assign you guest number 3. There you are. Okay, here we go. Mr. Stallworth.
What's going on? What's going on, Ryan? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. All right. Hey, you looking svelte, man. You looking all thin. What you getting ready for? Got that Combat Sports Talk. You wearing red too? You picking Dustin Poirier, or are you just wearing red because you like the red?
I got Dustin, man. I've been betting my son all night long. You want to know the odds? He over here smiling at me now like you're not going to tell this on on pay-per-view, are you?
Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm running late. I'm running late here. Here we go. Okay, so this is the buffer factor. So we missed probably 5 seconds. So we'll add 5 seconds onto this. This is the buffer factor, folks. This means that a fight should last at least as long as it takes to announce the fight. So this is the timer. We're setting the buffer factor as we speak. All right. So here we go. Hopefully this fight will last longer than 3 minutes. All right, I'm getting a little bit of a bleed over from your audio.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Better. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
My child's looking at me like, why we can't listen to the fight?
Because we don't want to get sanctioned by the UFC for broadcasting. All right, so what we're doing right now, folks, if you're just joining, this is the timing of Bruce Buffer's announcement. Usually it takes about 3 minutes to do. And so we have something here on our show called the buffer factor. We believe that a fight should last at least as long as it takes to announce the fight. And so right now, Bruce Buffer is about 1 minute and 20 seconds into it. We started the timer about 5 seconds late. So add 5 seconds to this. So Conor McGregor is being announced right now, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. He is the underdog. So he's the underdog tonight at a plus 110.
Ryan, who you got tonight?
I got Dustin Poirier. I think that Conor McGregor is going to show us something different. When he got into the ring, he was throwing kicks, really showing, the martial art skill that he has, right? He just tried to be a boxer last time. So I think we're going to see a different kind of Conor. But Dustin Poirier is so durable. He's so strong. I like Dustin Poirier in this fight.
All right. My money's on Dustin as well. My son has decided that Conor McGregor is going to be the victor in this fight. So he'll give me the chit-chat talk right now.
Well, the great thing about Conor McGregor is that he does have that powerful left hand. He can put people to sleep with it. He showed that he could touch Dustin Poirier, but I just don't think he's going to get it done tonight.
Yeah, I think Dustin's boxing is so much better than Conor's striking is overall right now. Dustin's just been on a tear, man, and
Yeah.
And normally the guy who wins the second fight out of a trilogy pulls out the third as well.
Yeah.
We're running almost 3 minutes into the buffer factor here.
Yep. So There we are. We'll go ahead, tack 5 minutes onto that, or 5 seconds onto that. So let's call it 2 minutes 54 seconds. 2 minutes 54 seconds is the time to beat. This fight needs to go at least that long in order to be to be valid for us. I mean, it's gonna count on the record. Whatever happens, the crowd is wild. Here we go. Here we go. This is it. We are okay. Here we go. They're ready. Let's fight. Here we go. Conor throws a spinning back kick right off the bat, and he's got Poirier on the cage right off the bat. Another spinning back kick. Big leg kick by Conor McGregor. Poirier moved out of the way. Conor is throwing lots of kicks.
I'm definitely delayed a lot longer than you on my pay-per-view stream.
All right. Conor is throwing kick after kick after kick. Conor just touched up Dustin Poirier again with the left. Another spinning kick lands to the body for Conor McGregor. Dustin Poirier really hasn't been able to get anything off yet. Conor landed another leg kick, got that off. Okay, so Conor is looking. He's headhunting right now. He wants to put Dustin Poirier away quick. Another leg kick. But a calf kick.
That's what he's going to need to do in order to win this fight. He's got to get Dustin out of there quick, kind of like he did in the first fight.
Dustin landed the calf kick, though.
Second or third round, and we're looking at Dustin pulling this out.
Dustin landed that calf kick. Oh, but Conor's coming back with big leg kicks as well.
Were you surprised that Dustin is the favorite in this?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not the way that he won the last fight, and what the kind of streak that Dustin Poirier is on right now. All right, so they're standing in the center of the ring. Conor's landing another leg kick, and now he just touched him up again with an overhand left. Oh, but Dustin Poirier Dustin Poirier again. 3, 4, 5 punches now. Dustin Poirier is getting it. Conor's clinching now. Conor with a knee. Poirier is now looking to take him down, take Conor down. It's got him up against the cage. He's looking to close his legs here. Conor's looking for a neck.
You constantly hear that Conor has dynamite in that left hand, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he's demonstrated that he does. It's just the fact that Dustin Poirier has been able to. Conor's going for a guillotine. Conor's going for the guillotine right here. Very dangerous. It looks like Dustin Poirier is trying to get out. Dustin Poirier is trying to get out. His face is turning red. Conor's got it pretty deep. Hopefully he won't wear out his arm. I think Dustin Poirier is going to get out. But Conor is got a guillotine. He's holding on tight to it. It's a single arm guillotine. So Poirier just popped out. Now he's in full guard. Here we go. Ground and pound is commencing. So Daniel Cormier is saying that it's a big mistake for Conor to pull the guillotine. Conor's going for it again. He's going to tire out his arms. We know what happens whenever you go for a guillotine and you don't get it. You tire out your arms. So where we are right now is we're up against the cage. We've got Poirier on top of Conor. He basically is in kind of a half guard. Now he's in kind of a butterfly. Conor's throwing elbows to the top of the head, trying to do some damage.
You know, I never realized how good your commentary is on actual fights. You're really a play-by-play guy.
Yeah, you know, I tried. Now we got ground and pound, elbows from Dustin Poirier. He is landing every single one of these. He is landing every elbow. He is doing some major damage. Posturing up elbows. He just landed probably 5 or 6, maybe 7 elbows on Conor, but he is still on top, still against the cage. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the round to go. All right.
I think you're probably about 15 seconds ahead of me because I'm just now seeing those elbows.
All right.
Oh, that is nasty.
Yeah. So now Conor's going for the up kicks. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, no. I thought Poirier was going to try to let Conor up, but no, he did not. Climb back down into full guard. And here we go again. He's posturing up again, throwing bombs, raining elbows down again, raining bombs down again, trying to get there. They're glancing. 2, 3, 4 landed on Conor now. Conor's going for the up kick. Big shot coming down from Donner. This is a street fight happening on the ground right now. Legs flying. Conor is actually landing these up kicks, but it's not phasing. You got Poirier right on top, throwing these elbows again. Boom, boom, again. Big shots. He is really chewing up Conor. We're going to see what kind of gas both of these guys have because this pace is ridiculous. We've got about 30 seconds left in this first round. All right, Conor's looking for another guillotine. He's going to tire himself out doing that. Okay,
do you ever remember a time when up kicks were such a factor in a fight? Like, have you seen that many up kicks ever thrown in an MMA fight before?
No, I have not. All right.
I remember a time when they were almost frowned upon.
Conor, McGregor's down. I think McGregor might have lost his leg. Something might have happened to Conor McGregor's leg. I think he may have broken his ankle. There's something wrong with Conor's leg. It's broken. Conor's leg is broken. Conor's leg is broken. Do you see it? Do you see it? Conor's leg is broken. Yeah. I can't watch it, y'all. The fight's over, y'all. Conor's leg is broken. So this is what Kelechi called tonight. Kelechi called Dustin Poirier was going to win by a Conor broken leg in the first round. The Nostradamus of MMA has gotten it again. Kelechi called this.
I wonder when that happened.
Right at the end of the round, Conor was coming back and he stepped wrong and his ankle broke. His leg broke. That's it. The fight's over, y'all. I am so sorry. Conor McGregor has lost the fight due to an injury at the end of the first round. Dustin Poirier will be crowned the winner. I don't know if they're going to run this one back, y'all, but it is clearly broken. I can't watch sports injuries, so y'all are seeing me being very squeamish right now. George, did you see? They're gonna
Oh,
show that shit. They're gonna show it.
I love how you cursed them on the air all of a sudden. Hey, my son just got up, walked out the room, ticked off.
I can't watch this, man. I gotta look away. I cannot watch sports injuries. Ah, yeah, it's broken. So now what happens, George? What happens with Conor? Because yeah, now he is injured.
Wow, that is a freak
That
accident.
is
Oh,
awful.
it is definitely wow.
Oh man. So Cody, let's get you.
Wow.
So Cody, it looks
Well,
like he did. It's like right above his ankle, so lower shin or right around the ankle. That's where the break is. So he's stepping back. He'd finally gotten up. The round's almost over. Both of them throw punches. And Conor steps back, and when he steps back, it breaks, and you see him fall to the ground, and then and it's over. Connor's injured, so it's either it probably will called an ankle break, but I don't know. So who broke their ankle? Conor McGregor broke his ankle. He's still sitting on the floor of the cage right now. It's pretty it's pretty gross.
I
Hey,
can't help but think that
thank
was
you.
an injury already about to occur. Like maybe something in training happened to weaken that particular part of his ankle slash shin. You know, because the
Yeah,
way there was nothing that was the impetus for that break. You see what I'm saying? He was literally just standing there and stepped.
yeah, he stepped back, and when he stepped back, it just crumpled underneath. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like a Chris Weidman kind of break where he kicked and got the kick check, and that was broke it. And when he stepped back, Conor just stepped back, and it just landed wrong and just broke. So yeah, it's
Oh,
unfortunate because we don't want to see Conor. We don't want to see Conor lose like this. Like, I want it to be a decision. I want it to be an actual decision that we know which fighter is the better fighter, and not that there's an injury and he can't respond. Mitch, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Still doing it after all these years.
bruh, I was really impressed with your commentary tonight. Like literally, you could have been DC up in there giving the play by play like that.
Thank you. Like, and so it's one of those things where I started doing it these past few months, and um, I've kind of gotten the hang of it.
Oh, Uh, another thing I forgot to tell you, my child and I were placing bets tonight. Look at
Uh-oh.
all this money I won. Look at this. We basically a quarter each fight, and then finally for the Conor fight we went all in. It was because I had basically taken all his quarters,
Yeah.
and so I bet him all or nothing, and we put it all in the pot, and I think he just snuck 2 quarters out of the pot, but it doesn't count. Oh, he said
That's
it
right.
doesn't count because Conor was hurt.
Oh, Connor's ear is bleeding. Okay, so we're getting post-fight commentary now. Yeah. So George, Joe Rogan.
George Rogan, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the commentary, Knowledge Max says, I wonder if any of those up kicks caused the break.
Well, so, so Dustin Poirier. I'm gonna rewind the recording and just see, because Dustin Poirier is saying that he thinks that it was actually broken earlier. It was actually cracked earlier, and then when he stepped back, it broke.
I can see that.
I'm gonna go back and try to hear what he said on that to give it to y'all, because okay, I want to hear what he said on that, because it's let's see if I can get it though. I scrubbed instead of just hitting the. Yeah. Anyway, so Cody Lawson said he feels bad for your son for losing all that money to you. Cody, it really isn't fair because you got Coach. This is. Let me tell you a little bit about George Stallworth. George Stallworth is is a Muay Thai coach. He's a Muay Thai fighter. He's been following this sport for decades, and his son doesn't. So it literally was taking candy from a baby.
Taking candy from a baby. That's all right. Well, I actually gave him the first choice on most of the fights.
Did you give him the background? Did you give him the commentary of what the fighters were doing?
I told him to go ahead and look up anything he wanted to look up on these fighters. I gave him a full list of all the fights tonight. He had the fight card early.
All right.
He made some good picks, actually. I think he picked Yana Kunitskaya to win earlier, but we saw how that went. He picked Gilbert Burns to win the Wonder Boy fight, so he was right on that. One. And then he also picked, well, he says he picked Sean O'Malley, but he actually picked, how do you pronounce it? Moutinho. But he says he just picked the wrong fighter by accident. He intended to pick Sean O'Malley. So I gave him that one.
So in bad taste, Dustin Poirier, after he's announced the winner, he did the Conor arms. Like, you don't do the Conor arms.
Dude, this man just literally went in on Dustin's wife. I'm sorry. He should have no respect for Conor.
Okay, so yeah, he said, so Dustin Poirier said that he felt it crack when he checked the kick. So it was a leg kick that he checked. He thinks that's when it cracked, and away you go. Bruce Bobtrotter says Ryan Hall fights like a little, lunging for a man's legs like that. Pathetic. Can't see how self-respecting man can fight like that. That's Ryan Hall's game, though. Like, that's how Ryan Hall was undefeated up until this point. Was Joe Rogan? He's a leg lock taking kind of guy.
Joe Rogan is the best interviewer. He jumped on the floor with Conor to finish the interview.
He's sitting down. I rewind it, so I'm not live anymore. It's pathetic to watch, and no chance anyone can go far in the UFC with that strategy. I think that I don't think it's pathetic, so I don't agree with you there. But I do think that Ryan Hall has shown that you gotta have a stand-up game. If you don't have a stand-up game, like, you can't just go after people's legs. You can't just be a grappler. That's what Damian Maia proved, right? Damian Maia proved that if he can get his grappling game on, he is one of the most dangerous men at welterweight. However, once you neutralize that, then there's not much else that he can do, and Ryan Hall showed that tonight. If he can't get that leg, guess what? You can piece him up, and that's what happened tonight. He got pieced up. So, but I wouldn't say that Ryan Hall is a pathetic fighter. I mean, he's actually really great on the ground. I mean, the creativity that he uses to get those submissions is just insane. Go ahead, Joe.
Guys won't take fights with him. Guys are scared to fight him. That's how good his ground game is.
Right. But tonight, someone figured him out. Someone was able to it was 2 undefeated records, and one person walked away with a loss, and it was Ryan Hall tonight. So, All right, so let's see. Bruce says, the only fight for Conor now is the rubber match with Nate Diaz. They are both losers at this point, and not many options left for them. I think that's probably accurate, that Conor's fight with Nate Diaz would probably be the last fight that we may see from Conor. But this ankle break is pretty bad. So, so we may not actually see the Nate Diaz fight for some time, if it actually happens at all. But that would be probably the only fight that he would be able to have based on this now. I think that it's over between – we're not going to see any more Poirier-McGregor. I think Poirier is going to chase after Charles Oliveira. So
speaking of,
yeah,
Charles Oliveira is being interviewed right now.
He was in the audience, and he has the belt. I figured they were going to bring him into the ring. Did they bring him into the ring?
No, Megan O'Leary was talking to him on the outside. Connor's being carted off by medical personnel. And
Okay,
like I said,
that's
I'm
good.
about 15 seconds behind. So,
Okay. Yeah, I had paused it after I listened to what Dustin Poirier had to say. So so we'll see. I know there's bad blood between Poirier and McGregor. You know, McGregor did go in on his wife, showing the receipts of the DMs that I guess Dustin Poirier's wife was trying to reach out to him. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't follow up on that. But that's it. Let's wrap this up. First fight of the night, Sean O'Malley versus Chris Moutinho. Sean O'Malley pieced him up, did all kinds of damage to Chris, who was a late fight replacement.
how much heart does Moutinho have, though? I mean, that fight was, dude. Herb Dean, what? There was a sacrifice made on the altar of MMA tonight,
Yes, it
and
was.
Moutinho.
Look, there were
Moutinho
several
was definitely
sacrifices, but Moutinho paid the blood sacrifice. It was just coming out in all his orifices, man. The dude was, it was awful. Do you think that they should have stopped the fight when they did?
Um, yes and no. I realize that most people are upset because there were only 30 seconds left, and you feel like that could have gone on. But I think Herb was making an intelligent decision when it comes to looking out for the fighter's safety. There was nothing that was going to really happen in that next 30 seconds that we could foresee that was going to change the outcome of that fight. I didn't see Moutinho knocking out O'Malley. It wasn't like he was tapping on him. Meanwhile, Sean was cracking him every opportunity he got.
Yeah, and Sean was looking electric with it. You know what I mean? He was just flowing.
He was enjoying himself.
Oh yeah,
he was putting on the show. He put on a show. He did. The next fight was Irene Aldana and Yana Kunitskaya.
Yep, that's correct.
Yana lost that fight, unfortunately. Irene Aldana put on a boxing display. I'm really interested to see what happens next because I think they were ranked number 4 and number 5, respectively,
right.
in the bantamweight division for women. I don't see Irene Aldana being much of a competitor against Nunes, though. So we'll see what happens for her next.
Yeah, maybe she can fight up a little bit. Maybe fight a number 1 or number 2. You got, the next fight for Amanda Nunes is Juliana Pena, who is the Venezuelan vixen. So that's the next fight coming up August 7th in Houston. So maybe Irene Aldana can find another fight in the meantime, just to show that she's got, that she should be the next contender.
So our next one up on the card was Tai Tuivasa and Greg Hardy. That was very, woo! Oh, dude, I enjoyed that fight. That was a banger.
Yeah. So Tai Tuivasa, comes in there, and Greg Hardy, he's got so much potential, so much raw talent that it's only a matter of time before he gets it all together. I think the risk that he's got is that he's gonna age out before he actually comes into his own from a skill level perspective. But he landed a huge shot on Tuivasa, rocked him. Yeah. And as he's coming in to finish, I think it's a left hand that lands. It lands right in the eye of Greg Hardy and just sits him down, and that's the fight. That was over.
Yeah. That was a good I enjoyed that one. That matchup.
Shoeys all around, and then the shoeys started.
So after that, Gilbert Burns and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. What'd you think of that one, man?
So, it went about the way that I thought it was going to go, right? Is that because Gilbert Burns brings in elite grappling, he brings in the wrestling, he brings in the striking, and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, as great as he is still primarily a striker. And so I figured that Gilbert Burns was going to end up getting this fight to the ground and that he was going to end up winning the fight by decision. So I wasn't surprised by the outcome at all. I was a little bit disappointed that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson wasn't able to kind of do what he typically does. So it's hard to be a counterpuncher when you fight someone like Gilbert Burns.
Yeah. And then finally, last but not least, Conor McGregor breaks his leg, fight is stopped by Dr. Stoppage after the first round or in between rounds. Yeah. Dustin Poirier walks out as a winner and is likely matched up again against Charles Oliveira.
Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Well, guess what? I am on the Charles Do Bronx Oliveira hype train, so I can go ahead and make that pick. I am on. I got Do Bronx in that fight.
Well, I'm going to pick Dustin in that fight.
Okay, all right. I mean, you have the right to change your mind later. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that. But I want to go back to this. Kelechi Onyebuchi, right after I started the broadcast, he said Dustin Poirier was going to win by Conor breaking his leg in the first round. Kelechi called it.
What do you call him? What do you call him? The MMA Nostradamus?
Yeah, the Nostradamus. He can smell victory a mile away. And so Kelechi was the clairvoyant one tonight. And so he called it. All right, Coach, what you getting into?
Hey. I'm probably going to go hang out at our local watering hole for a minute, although I can't really drink. Hey, man, I don't know if I told you, but I hit 195 pounds today.
Yeah, I saw the photo. You got 10 pounds to go. Coach, tell the audience who's left what you're doing.
So my next fight is coming up July 24th. I'm fighting at 185 pounds for a promotion called Cannabis. It is a cannabis-based organization that puts on fights, basically. We're going to be fighting in Oklahoma City at the Land of Lost Lakes Resort, I believe. And it's on pay-per-view. You can check us out on Fight TV app. I think the pay-per-view is only like $20, so make sure you go find that. If there's a link for me, please, by all means, show some support. Put your pay-per-view under me. If not, come out and support, by all means. I plan to put on a show. I'm going to put on a show. You're going to enjoy it. So
yeah. Well,
check it out.
I have plans to roll up there to see you fight. So, we're going to be there. You've worked very hard for this. I can't wait to support G Money in this fight. All right, let's go ahead and call it. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for UFC 264, Poirier versus McGregor 3. Of course, the fight ends with Conor McGregor breaking his leg in a freak accident at the end of the very first round. We do this every single pay-per-view. We do the main event live like this. So if you're not able to watch the show, if you can't afford this particular pay-per-view that month, you can always find us giving you play-by-play, letting you know what's going on in the ring as it's happening. We also have a podcast. I would love for you to like and subscribe our podcast. You can see here on this side, you can see all of the places where you can find Combat Sports Talk. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know. Give us some of your support if you like what we're doing. We're going to be going live again tomorrow to recap the show, and then we'll be launching our episode on Monday. So if you subscribe to us, you'll get that episode bright and early on Monday. That's about it. As always, I'm reminding you to keep your hands up, your chin tucked, and throw bombs. We'll catch you next time.